Fittingly, in the year of the 65th anniversary of the bombing of Nagasaki, over 100,000 people rallied in Okinawa to demand the removal of an American base there. JAXA, the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, successfully recovered a probe that was launched to an asteroid, and sent another probe off to Venus, the Akatsuki, which is still in operation as of February 2019. Let us turn our attention once more to the ground, and then back to the stars again to talk about these crazy mecha. Breakblade, also known as Broken Blade in English, is a set of 6 50-minute films taking place in a world at war with itself. The Krishna Kingdom is at war with the Athens Commonwealth, with a man named Rygart Arrow in the middle of it. Most people in this world can use magic, which is used to do fairly well everything in the world, including piloting golems into battle. Rygart, however, is one of the poor saps who cannot use magic, which doesn't exactly lead him to be particularly useful in this society. When the war finally comes, he finds himself thrust into the conflict as the pilot of a specialist golem called the Delphine. The Delphine is designed for unmagical people and is orders of magnitude stronger than the frontliners used by magical folk, which makes him the linchpin of the Krishna defense. He's trapped between duty to his friends who are king and queen of Krishna and his distaste for combat, but the war grinds on in spite of it. The series was later adapted into a TV series in 2014 and was licensed by Sentai Filmworks in 2012. Hero Man, a collaboration between Stan Lee, rest in peace, and Studio Bones, was released this year. It chronicles the story of Joey Jones, an American kid in Center City who finds himself the control of a mecha known as Hero Man. After finding a robot toy on the street, a bolt of mysterious lightning transforms the toy into a mecha just in time to fight off an alien invasion. The machine uses a similar control scheme to Tetsujin 28 or Giant Robo rather than being piloted, and similarly has a degree of autonomy. The alien invaders, the Scrug, are cockroach-like beings who want to drain the Earth of its natural resources, and their leader, Gogor, is on planet to make sure they succeed. With Hero Man in play against them, however, their job just got a whole lot harder. While the manga was translated and brought over, the anime has yet to have an on-disc release, currently available on Crunchyroll. In good news for Votom's fans, Case Irvine, Phantom Chapter, and Votom's Finder were all released in this year, all chronicling different sorts of stories in the war-torn Votom's universe. Case Irvine follows a maintenance tech, Votom's Finder follows a scrap salvager, and Phantom Chapter revisits many spots from the classic series while wrapping up the story entirely. Currently no word on US release. One of the other works that Marvel had on their plate, Iron Man, also hit the Japanese airwaves earlier this year. The story of super genius Tony Stark in one-of-a-kind power armor follows his travels in Japan as he goes up against the Zodiac organization. They're kitted out with proper mecha in opposition to Stark power armor, which gains a dimension here. 3 more Marvel anime would come out in 2011, though none would be mecha-centric. Super Robot Tyson OG, the Inspector, takes place half a year after the end of the L5 campaign shown in Divine Wars, featuring a world still trying to rebuild. After the world learns of the aliens' existence, drastic measures must be taken to make the Earth ready for another alien invasion should one arise. However, factions spring up all across the globe to try and take the lead in this period, all while more alien threats begin to emerge. Only the veterans from the first series, Kyosuke and Excellin, along with newcomers Brooklyn and Lamia with their support crews in tow, are ready to face the new threat. The show ran for 26 episodes and was released through Crunchyroll. Gundam UC, also known as Gundam Unicorn, began its release as an OVA before transitioning into a TV anime in the following years. This Gundam story takes place 3 years after Char's counterattack and 17 years after the events of the original Gundam, and features many callbacks and references to those works in between. It also features cameos by previously unanimated mobile suits from places like Mobile Suit Variation. The story starts at the dawn of the Universal Century and continues afterwards to 0096, where the search for Laplace's box is well underway by both the Earth Federation and the Sleeves, remnants of Neo Zeon, who are led by Full Frontal, a man called the Second Coming of Char Aznable. The protagonist, Banagher Lynx, is a disconnected young man who's been given the destiny of piloting the Gundam Unicorn, which has a very specific purpose: killing new types. After 7 hour-long episodes, Gundam UC will bring you the mind-bending conclusion. It was brought to the States in 2013 through Right Stuff Entertainment. Mazinkaiser SKL is like a battle royale of Go Nagai's works. including non-mecha shows like Devilman and Cutie Honey, with Mazinkaiser at the forefront. After trapping 3 warring factions on a mysterious island, the technology used to keep them there is threatening to destroy the planet, and the world government sends a group of mecha pilots, the Skull Force, to go in and shut down the technology responsible. The Death Caprice Squad, pilots of Mazinkaiser Skull, spelled SKL, go to work immediately on the opposing forces. But could these 2 lunatics really be the ones to save the island and the world? The 3-episode OVA series features a lot of smash and bash 'em, but a very thin veneer of plot, only to facilitate more mecha fighting. However, it is peak Super Robot and pretty well close to peak Go Nagai. Currently available in the States from Media Blasters. Star Driver, a show that defies description and eschews traditional plotting, began broadcast this year. The series follows Takado, who washed up on the shore of Southern Cross Island and, as one does, starts attending school there. The Glittering Cruise Brigade, controlling giant mecha called Psi Bodies from a dimension called Zero Time, now take up arms against him. Takado can manifest his own Psi Body well in Zero Time, and now it's a race to see who beats who, and if the Glittering Cruise Brigade can break the seals on Southern Cross Island, and from there begin their conquest of the world. But as serious as all that sounds, the reality of the matter is quite different. The show is known more for its campiness and weirdness than it is being a typical Super Robot show, but sometimes you just gotta throw stuff at a wall and see what sticks. Currently streaming on Crunchyroll and ran for 25 episodes. Mecha would take a bit of a breather in 2011 as the new decade would start to explore different avenues of anime production, but Mecha would never fully sink into the background. It just came back in a slightly strange way.